Hello, my friend. My name is Eric Christian Alexander, but you may know me as Vladimir Kosanov on Facebook or from various other places. And I'm here to talk about something that negatively impacts and affects everyone I know, and that's the topic of hatred. So, what do I mean by hatred? Well, a lot of different things can be said using that word, a lot of common things, but what I'm here to talk about is the idea of hating another person based on an outward appearance or based on things that don't speak about the person's character. I'm all for hating people. Like I'm an asshole. I'll be straight up with you guys. I'm a total 100% asshole, but I try really hard every day not to be an asshole, and it takes effort. But I think it's okay to hate assholes or assholish behavior. What I think is not okay is hating someone for anything else. Anything else. Um, this is a very poisonous thought process where a person will be led to believe that another person they can't identify with is somehow inferior and deserving of cruelty or injustice, or the inverse, where they'll believe that because they look or act or believe or they'll believe that they themselves are superior and therefore immune from criticism or deserving of more things or exempt from being called out. And I have many associates, people that I interact with often, who are not aware that this is a very bad problem. I'm smiling right now because my coping mechanism for dealing with this kind of issue is humor and laughter and comedy. That's how I deal all the time with various issues. If I have a problem with someone, my reaction and my response is not to fling insulting words or hateful words. My reaction is to make a joke out of it because that lightens up the tension in the room. But that doesn't address the problem of this kind of behavior, of this kind of thought pattern, and it's a problem because not only affects the people who are being ridiculed, being insulted, it affects the people who are saying it themselves because they're under a delusion somehow, not somehow, they're definitely under a delusion that they are entitled to think and treat people, their targets, the targets of their words or their thoughts, entitled to do this because they can't identify with them, and it's really bad. Um, Very difficult thing for me to talk about. I'm trying very hard right now to find the words that will allow me to express what I think is important. So please forgive me if I stutter a bit or if I say something that may aggravate you. If what I'm saying right now is striking a chord with you, you think that this is an important topic, then please continue to listen. Hatred is a strong word. It's not always an obvious word. It's not always an obvious feeling. It can be subtle. It can lie beneath the surface of our intentions and our actions. And sometimes we won't even be aware what we are thinking or feeling or saying or doing around other people is caused by hatred. And when I say hatred, like it's a very it's an obvious thing. If you immediately see someone who you're not familiar with or you can't identify with, and the first thought enters your mind something negative about that person based on an assumption, that's the seed of hatred. That is where the garden, where these things flourish. And this is this is the most human evil I can think of. The inability or the denying that other people are no different from us. Because human nature is such that it's very easy for us to show affection towards each other. It comes very naturally. I could see children, and most of the time they're going to get along. Sometimes they'll throw rocks at each other, they'll punch each other. They'll play cruel pranks, but that's because they're children. It's not because they have been taught or have yet been taught that the children they're bullying deserve it because of this, that, or the other. Because they may be a different race or a different faith or come from parents that are same sex, or there's a cornucopia of things that people can hate about each other, and all of them are equally invalid. Honestly, if we just took some time out of our day, and instead of immediately recoiling and finding ways to alienate and exclude others because of stereotypes or assumptions, then you destroy your enemy that way. That is the only way to destroy your enemies. And it's not through violence, and it's not through bullying, and it's not through exclusion. The only way, I think, this is my personal opinion, the only way I know of to destroy your enemy completely is to embrace him and turn him into your friend. Because then he stops being an other. He stops being some outsider that you don't know. This is a person now you've spent time with. You've talked to them. You've seen them with their family. You've seen their struggles, the things they're concerned about, their anxieties, their dreams, their aspirations. And this stops being an alien creature that's somehow causing discomfort to society. And this becomes your neighbor. This becomes someone that you're looking out for. And, the best thing that could come out of this is that not only has this become your neighbor now, this become your friend. You know that there's a lot of talk about, I got to look out for me. I got to look out for my family, my loved ones. I got to look out for me. But you got two hands. We all have two hands. If we're fortunate, if we haven't had any accidents, metaphorically, we have two hands. We have one to help ourselves, and we have one to give to others to help them out when they need help. Don't look down at people when they're down. Don't look down at people when they need help. Don't find ways to, to, to find an other, find an outsider in people nearby. Find ways to identify with them. I mean, we have more in common than you may be led to believe. Hatred is not a thing that we're prone to as human beings. We're prone to affection. We desire and love affection and love and sympathy. Hatred is a thing that is taught, and it can be taught through our families. It can be taught through people we associate with often. It can be taught through culture and media. But if you ignore all those things, if you try your best to find a way to identify with your neighbors, with those aliens, with those weirdos, you're gonna find a, a treasure chest of amazing people who are brimming with the abilities to sympathize and desire affection. Because the same things that you are taught or that I may be taught, the same ideas that are poisonous to us, those others are also struggling with their own poisons that they've been taught because of their circumstance and environment. And it's an evil. It's a really an evil. I can't I don't like using that word, but the inability of a human to empathize with his neighbor, with other people, that is the breeding ground for atrocity, for for cruelty. And I'm speaking to you from like a completely non-religious ground or intent. Like, this is an idea. These are ideas that affect. You can be friendly with just about anyone. Doesn't cost a damn thing to be kind, to be compassionate, and to identify with others. It costs you nothing other than your time, and we're wasting our time every day anyway. So just if you're thinking about looking down on someone, then help them back up. You know, if someone's down, or if you think someone is down, and you think that you're wondering why this creature that lives beside me is despicable, and you need to wonder who taught you that this person you think is different from you or deserving of injustice, who or what put that idea in your mind that another human being deserves this. And I'm not saying everyone deserves compassion either. I'm saying you give compassion to people until they prove to you that they don't deserve it. And even then, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I'll forgive over and over again. I'll come back and try to help out people who have disappointed me or said nasty things to other people because that's my nature. I'm a big softy. I'm a chump, and I don't expect everyone to always be compassionate, but I do expect I would like for everyone to try to understand where their prejudices and preconceptions come from. My mom used to always tell me that no one culture, no one nation, no one race has the monopoly on hatred, on evil. Everyone is capable of it. Just like everyone is capable of those negative ideas, everyone is capable of lending a hand, of sympathizing, of being compassionate, of understanding or trying to understand. So I'm going to end this here. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if this was at all aggravating or boring, but I honestly felt that I have I should try to explain why hatred should not be tolerated. Hatred is a silly idea. Look at this cat. This cat doesn't know what hatred is. The cat hates getting squirted with water. Like the cat wants to be loved. That's it. And like most human beings, we want to be loved. We want to be loved. We want to love each other. So try to reduce your asshole outtake. Export. That's the word. Try to reduce your asshole export because the world's a shitty place already. We could all use a little less assholishness and more compassion, I think. Peace.